Getting to the money, I be getting to the back. People think I'm funny cause I always make them laugh. I ain't even being funny, I be really spitting facts. I'm about balance and I got talents. Every challenge I overcome. Low key is savage, never be average. Give me a task and I'll get it done. Minding my business whenever I come in. I'm hitting in business while I'm having fun. I ain't worried about winning, but that would be dumb cause there's no competition. I already won, huh? Yeah.
Peace, 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 family. How you all doing? My name is Keisha. I'm the owner of Astrologiks, and I am your astrology coach. Today, I'm going to be doing the weekly astrology for July 7th to the 13th, starting with Monday. So, if you remember, Moon entered Sagittarius on Sunday evening. If you listen to last week's astrology, so the moon is still in Sagittarius and it will trine Mercury and Leo. This is really good for communication. Very fiery and passionate, bold and brave, courageous even. I don't know why I'm getting say it with your chest. And it's a trine, so it's positive. I don't think um there's much going on. Let me just finish going down the line of transits and we'll see. But for the most part, this can be like traveling with children, going on vacation with children, summer camp, summer programs. Um, it could be education, reading, studying, learning, writing. Maybe some kids have like summer school, but this could also be like just creative projects for the adults, or again, just self-expression is going to be highly intuitive. Mm, yeah, maybe people are switching schools, making some changes around schools. Well, there's just a lot of talks about how we're moving forward when it comes to school for the kids. This could even be like training programs for adults and things of that nature. What do you want to study and learn or go back to school for, especially with Sag here? Maybe some parents are thinking about going back to school, or writing a book or some kind of public speaking events or engagements. On the world stage, there can be some changes around these themes, legislations that have us having these deeper conversations. Um, hmm, yeah. Um, and then the moon will trine Saturn and Aries. Again, this is very fiery. And Saturn's about slowed down here, ready to go retrograde by the end of the week. So it's moving very, very slowly. So you could be feeling really tired and restless too, but or it could feel like that push and pull that you want to do stuff, but maybe like taking breaks or doing things incrementally to save energy, or it's just your emotions are very up and down about these conversations that you're having. Mm. Or you're getting more structured. Yeah, this could simply be planning for all the themes that I just mentioned, getting organized, getting a daily routine, setting into a daily routine. we might be focused on the bigger picture, travel, again, education, making some sort of an announcement. Oh, here we go. Moon and Sag is going to square Mars and Virgo, which can cause some frustration with things that need to be done. Mm. I knew it was too good to be true. There's always going to be some squabbles. And, again, if you've been listening to my videos, Mars and Virgo can be a bit below the belt or super critical. And it doesn't necessarily have to be of other people. It could just be, you're feeling this way about yourself. Mm. Yeah, so there could be, again, just the need to get organized around these conversations that you're having. Or it could be that work is getting in the way. There's only 8 hours in a day, and we have all this stuff to do, and maybe you don't get it all done today, and that's okay. There's always tomorrow. Unless you have some deadlines, and of course, that could cause, that could potentially be a problem. That can cause some frustrations, but I mean, there's a bigger part of me that wants to say get what you can get done and, just let people know like I did the best that I can type deal if this is about work. But if it's at home, it's like, dude, do like, again, incremental steps, take out an hour, whatever you get done in an hour, that's it. And find ways to be okay with that. Maybe this could be frustrations with not being able to find time with working out, or you're rushing, so you couldn't really eat like a good meal or a healthy meal. So you're eating junk, and that's frustrating. It could be little stuff like that. So maybe doing some meal prep here, going to sleep a little earlier, getting up a little earlier to work out an hour before you go to work if you can't get it done after work. Doing it on your lunch break. Maybe it's just that you're going for a walk or something. It may not be the type of workout you actually really want to do, but at least you're doing something and, finding space to be okay with that. And then Venus and Gemini will trine Pluto and Aquarius retrograde. And this is about groups you belong to, community, friends, and networking. And Venus is also going to trine Uranus and Gemini, which is revolutionary ideas, speaking revolution, new technology, new ways of traveling, new gadgets, new cars, new media, education changes. So this is probably the news that's coming out that's got everybody in a frenzy talking about all these extracurricular ideas. And again, I don't think this is bad. It's just a change. It's something new. And so we have to get acclimated to some new way of living or connecting or something. This news can have something to do with how day-to-day basis. It could be exciting news. We'll see. We'll see. Um, now I'm thinking, what the hell is this gonna be? The kids could have some something to say about whatever these changes are. Mercury and Leo could be very blunt, radical, and revolutionary communication. Again, surprising changes with siblings and neighbors, or changes in the neighborhood. You can use the Pluto and Aquarius to have deep conversations in relationships. If there's any relationship conversations going on, you can use that energy on Monday to have deeper conversations. And then Tuesday, the moon will square the nodes. This could be more stuff about um, borders and foreigners and deportation and all this craziness going on. Moon and Sag is culture, other countries, visas, borders, these kinds of topics here. Even Pisces is about that, as Jupiter is the ancient ruler of Pisces. And so, I mean, we could just hear a lot more stuff going on about this. Maybe might even hear some delays in travel or places where you can't go to travel. Um, mm, Maybe these again are some of the conversations. This is the news that's coming out, and it might be putting some kind of delay or frustration to your summer plans. Yeah, this is changes, 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 changes. Some kind of change of circumstances. But, it's Pisces, so it could be very healing. Um, they are very karmic choices and paths, but that we're choosing right now, but the decisions are fated. So, use time to reflect and really go over your options here and choose wisely, you know. Hmm, this is interesting. I'm kind of like, what is this gonna be type thing, but we'll see. Wednesday, the moon enters Capricorn. So now we're building up to the full moon happening on Thursday. And the moon's not so happy in Capricorn, so the emotions can be very heavy. We can feel emotionally blocked. And the moon's also squaring Saturn and Neptune in Aries. So, damn, we can feel really confused, uncomfortable when it comes to long-term goals to be responsible for. Lost, not really knowing what to do, foggy, just a lack of clarity. Hmm. And then the moon will oppose Jupiter in Cancer, which is just going to make emotions bigger, amplifying these decisions and things that we're thinking about and how we're feeling. And then Thursday, the full moon doesn't really happen until the middle of the day, but this is the full moon in Capricorn, and it'll trine Mars and Virgo. It's going to trine the South Node in Virgo. This is things being cleared out by the universe. Again, fated things happening here. We could hear some unfortunate things about job loss, job numbers, or leaders stepping down, funds not being available for programs that make things shut down. But it's making room for new starts, new conversations, new ideas, new things that need to be done. I mean, hmm. And then Friday, there are no other aspects in the AM until midday. The moon enters Aquarius and it'll conjunct Pluto in Aquarius retrograde. So, so, uh, maybe these announcements have something to do with like some technological upgrade or changes to the way we travel, plane. Maybe if it's not delays around what's where you can travel, there's changes to technological changes to like planes, airwaves, or some kind of technology. Hmm. And then the moon will sextile Saturn and Neptune in Aries, trine Uranus and Gemini, and then the sun will trine the North Node. Yeah, ooh, this is fated in destiny changes. Wow, this is huge. Yeah, communication can be a little too blunt here, causing other people to react. I feel like this is world news more so than it is personal astrology, to be honest with you. And we are reacting to the news that's coming out. It could cause arguments or for people to take to the streets, perhaps. This can be like, mm, yeah, this is a, I'm, I want to say good things. I do. Let's just break it down instead of overthinking it. How about that? So, Moon in Aquarius can be thinking about something technological or your friends or the groups you belong to, technology, social media. There can be some kind of, are they? Maybe they're going to be announcing that um, they're making new body parts using technology. Could you imagine? Or it's something like brain waves, and that's how we communicate now. Like new phone, like phones aren't like this, like handheld. They're like attached to your brain now, or something like that. Hmm. Okay. Well, education's moving online, or it's free, no charge, complete open access to all educational programs for everybody, either in person or online type of thing. Like you have a choice now on how you get educated. Hmm. We'll see, guys. And then Saturday, Mercury opposes the moon, which is misunderstandings and ego clashes. And then Saturn goes retrograde. Um, Something we got to rethink about the way we're doing stuff here. Or again, the government is having these really big announcements about changing or restructuring how we educate ourselves. And that can change our daily routine or how we travel. Or now there's, you know, flying cars, or train rails are faster or something like that. I mean, I'm really pushing it here, but maybe there could be just some like unsettled feelings and emotions about some of the news or information that we're getting. And then Sunday, late in the day, moon enters Pisces. So we're definitely going to be kind of sleepy, or this is a great Netflix and chill energy, or you're just relaxing, ending the day with a nice glass of wine, you know. Um, this is definitely makeup sex, or just making up if you've been arguing, or making peace with the news and information and conversations that were had this week. And then the moon squares Uranus, which can be some unexpected disturbances. So stay flexible, trust your intuition. I do think a lot of people might announce, I don't want anything to do with social media anymore. They're deleting apps and not being on this platform anymore. Could be some stuff like that. Self care, or I mean, this is great. I mean, this is what a typical Sunday should look like. You turn off all the damn, technology, you clean up, you cook, have a nice little family meeting, and talk things through. Really, really relax and just have like a lazy day, sit with your feet up. And maybe people are doing like 30-day no technology challenges and stuff like that. That would be nice. I might do that my damn self. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what some of these things are. But we'll have to see. But yeah, this is what I got. As usual, I love and appreciate you. I hope you found this information helpful. Peace.